Awesome, brother.
God.
And we made it. It's still fucking recording.
I know,
right?
it's amazing.
Yo, welcome back to Urban Street 420. I'm your host, 40. I'm here with Jonathan, the man who makes the happy camper, yo. I mean, so let me tell you guys a quick story. First, Jonathan, thank you for coming.
John, dude, pleasure's mine. Appreciate you reaching out, bro.
Wait till you hear what happened, and then you're going to understand how this video came about.
Yeah.
So the idea was Jonathan's going to come here. We're going to do an interview. We're going to talk about the pipe. It's going to be great. In fact,
Super
we
professional.
started this. We're going to do it professional. We're going to ask the tough questions like, what's the first time you smoked? I don't know, right? So we start doing this, and the thing is, it's hot as shit here. It's like 9,500 degrees. 36, 38 degrees Celsius. We're sweating. Our balls are sticking to our leg. It's crazy, right?
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
And the camera overheats again. At this point, we're high as fuck. So we're like, yo, let's go eat some food.
Munchies.
So we go to eat food, and it turns out Jonathan is a killer fucking dude, right? It's just like two homies who have known each other for 30 years.
Like straight up.
Fucking just enjoying lunch, and we're telling stories from high school and it's ridiculous. And I thought, you know what, let's change the video because I'm worried that the camera will overheat again. And yeah, so I thought, you know what, let's tell a couple stories from that we had at lunch.
Yeah.
He's gonna talk about the pipe for a second. I'll do a proper review on the pipe when I get back to Spain. But Jonathan, take us through the pipe first, and then we'll get into a couple stories.
Okay, so I'm Jonathan. I'm the inventor of the Happy Camper from 5280 Designs. Why 5280 Designs? Because there's 5,280 feet in a mile, and we're going to take you a mile high. Join the club. There's also a little nuance behind the logo. If you look there, you'll actually see that there's two mountains, Twin Peaks. This is the town I grew up in. It is also at 5,280 feet, and that's why we're going to take you a mile high, because that's the first place I got high at. But the Happy Camper itself, it even has a little like nuance to it. The Happy Camper, if you break it down into
The acronym, THC. Everything double entendre. Join the Mile High Club. Get out of here.
Too much time. I got way too high. I thought about this way too long. But this is the Happy Camper. It's an aerospace billet anodized aluminum pipe. It has a built-in screen. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, it breaks apart, so it's super easy to clean. But it also has an extended shank, which allows you to smoke weed without getting goobers into your mouth. But because of that little pocket you see there, you can put a tobacco filter inside, catches free radicals, cools your smoke, makes it easier to hit than a bong or a vape pen. Once it's in there, you can just pack a bowl, light it up, and you're ready to go. Got your little card right there. But this right here, this is the Rambler's cap. You can pack a bowl, take it on the go. It's not going to spill in your pocket or your purse. But this Rambler's cap is really nice to use because you can tip it back quickly, light your bowl, get it lit, and then just drop it down and it snuffs it out. So you're not just burning weed and allowing it to go to the ether.
So guys, real quick, I just want to say, this is the only on-demand pipe on the market, right? Think about it. Electronic vapes, one of the nice things about on-demand mode is that you're not wasting herb. This allows a real pipe to not, anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I appreciate that because it's true. You know, you smoke a joint, you're losing bud to the joint because it's continuously burning.
Exactly.
But because it has this magnetic connection face, it also allows you to put your lighter on it so you're not getting bicked. But getting back to the joint, you can also use this Rambler's cap. It's magnetic, so you can put it on any of these magnets. You can turn it backwards. But when it's backwards, this is a threaded stem. The carb is threaded. That allows you to take any joint that comes to a cone, you can put it inside there and smoke a joint while being filtered, but you can also carb your joint by tipping this back. That magnetic connection face also has a couple other purposes. This is the bonfire. This allows you to double your bowl capacity. You can put 1/2 into this. It took me 30 minutes by myself, continuous hit after hit after hit. But the crazy thing about big bowls is they start to get harsh and they get nasty. What's nice is that filter inside keeps it tasting good, but once you get halfway through the big bowl, you can actually tip this off. It ashes itself, and then you're normally left with greens underneath. So you still get that flavor even halfway through a big-ass bowl. The other aspect of the bonfire is you can put it on, and if it's windy outside, you can use this as a wind block. just by taking it and tucking your lighter inside, you can light your bowl quicker and easier without having to have somebody give you that little windshield. There's another attachment piece. This is called the love connection. The love connection allows you to attach to your love connection to the face of the bowl, and then you can use anything that goes into your 14 millimeter bong. So if you like to take dabs, you can actually use this as a dab rig. But unlike the dab rig that you have at your place, if you open this up, that deep little pocket right there, if you look, I hope you can see that. Stick my finger inside. Woo!
Speaking of love connections, right?
This guy. So you can stick a nug inside there. That way you get some of that dab reclaim. Instead of just losing it to the pipe, you saturate that nug, and then you can take it out, throw it into a bag, shake it up with like some keef.
Make a moon rock.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. I mean, one thing I'm going to say, guys, I have used the pipe earlier, and I will probably show a clip, right? Let's give it a go. I mean, this is super nice. It's hitting smoother than other pipes that I've tried because simply the filtration, the air path. I mean, this is nice.
Thank you.
I feel like I should take a couple hits and give you a fresh bowl, right? As the gentleman that I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, clear it, man.
All right. Let's
Enjoy the whole thing. And what do you think about the flavor? Can you tell it's got a little bit more taste to it?
It is. You know what's really interesting? It's coming from a vaporizer to coming to smoking. The reality is when you light something on fire, you are combusting, which can change the flavor a bit. But I do think the way this filter is working with the air path, I am tasting a lot of the weed that I don't know if I would taste in another scenario. This pipe definitely gets you high. It does its job. The flavor is really nice. I mean, you don't expect it from a pipe. And I think because of the air path, because of the filter, and every little design intricacy, whether it's adding for double the bowl or for being able to ash part of the bowl or putting on this so you could attach a bubbler or a banger. I mean, this
bubblers
guy,
work with it too.
I'm trying to explain what an amazing lunch because this guy's mind works amazing, right? So we had a lot of fun brainstorming and sharing stories. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, it goes right back to this guy. This guy, oh my gosh. If you guys ever see him at a bar, like just buy him a drink and then go up. Buy him a drink, then go up and be like, hey, I got you that drink. Let's shoot the shit. And this guy has got the most fantastic stories. I'm telling you. And like, the connecting on just like, it's not just like, oh, hey, you're a pothead, I'm a pothead. Like, people are so real, and like this interaction has been real. I really appreciate you, dude. Like, John, seriously, man, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Really quick, I just have to. So there's like that superfluous like trifecta that all stoners kind of think about. Like, what would it be like to take a dab and smoke a bowl and smoke a joint all at the same time? And this is the first time you can actually do that. You can, like I said, thread a joint in there, but then you can also pack a bowl. And then after you light your bowl and your joint, you can throw the love connection on, and you can take a dab while smoking a joint and smoking a bowl all at the same time. But that bowl gets even crazier because all the dab reclaim gets on it.
I mean, this sounds like a fucking challenge video, right?
That's what
Jonathan's like, well, you could
ding,
do
ding.
that. Hint, hint. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you remember that ice bucket challenge thing?
We're going to have people on the floor shaking, right? It does sound nice. You know, and what was that movie where they did like a shot, they drank a full beer and then a full bong hit or whatever?
Oh,
it was
God, the short-term memory
and
loss.
there's a name for it too. And I thought about doing it because I tried it once. I tried to pound a full beer and then take a bong, and I couldn't do it. I can do a shot. I could do like a half of a beer and do a bong load, but I couldn't do the whole thing.
Next time, switch it around. Instead of doing the beer then the bong, do the bong then the beer.
Okay.
Try that.
All right.
I think you'll enjoy it a little bit more.
Okay. It was a bit rough, huh? It's like those gas mask bongs. You take that
because like if you do the bong first, then you can chase that killing. But you could probably do the beer then the pipe because you're not going to have that harshness from taking the big hit.
I mean, these are options. I should revisit only because I did a video on the channel about these gas mask bongs, and I thought, oh, this looks so cool. It is the fucking worst experience of your life. Your face feels like it's melting. Your eyes feel like you're definitely giving them some new disease or something. You can't breathe, and not in a nice way. And then at the end, everyone's like, I don't know. And you kind of need to do it with a friend, so when they suffer, it makes you feel better, and then when you suffer, you feel it. Like, I don't know, but anyway. So
I have to say really quick, people ask, like, because of the filter, does the THC get caught? Like, how different is the high? And I got to tell you, like, there is a difference between smoking a vape pen and smoking a bong, and smoking a joint and smoking a blunt. This is definitely a different, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe you will find it different. But this is also slightly different as well, because it's like you have an anticipation of, oh, I'm smoking a dry herb pipe, like I'm going to cough my lungs out.
Right.
But then you hit this and you kind of have a first couple hits and you're like, is it lit? Am I actually getting smoke in my lungs? Like,
right.
And then you blow out and you're like, oh, whoa. There's a lot more smoke there than I originally thought. But then you're not coughing up your lungs, because with the happy camper, you get to love your lungs.
You know, it's funny. I did a video recently, and it was about using activated carbon in your filter path when you're smoking a joint. Most of us have been smoking for some time, and in that time, you've put your lungs through some things. I have a family member that's dealing with lung cancer, so I'm very cognizant of this stuff, you know what I mean? And so if you could filter your smoke in any way, you should do it. And if you could do it in multiple steps, you should do it. Because you know what? You only get your set of lungs. I don't know, I suppose you could get a transplant. But don't hope for shit like this, guys. Take care of yourself.
And that's the thing, it's like me I have like chronic pain. I played a lot of sports, messed my body up. I was very abusive. Had a lot of fun, jumped off a lot of cliffs into some awesome little lakes.
But wait, tell the story of how you started smoking weed, because I think it's very wholesome, right?
Okay, so I was super into sports. Sports have always come really easy to me. I'm sorry, I think I just like smashed the mic. Sorry, everybody. I put in a lot of effort in the things that I did. And I thought that I was on a pathway to go into a professional aspect for soccer. But when I was 14, I ruptured a muscle in my lower back that kind of took me on a different path. And that's where the chronic pain came in. It was like 6 months of recovery before I was able to get off of crutches and like walk, right? Like slowly. It was a hard experience. But because of that, it's also like throwing my hips out of alignment, and I have sciatica issues. But I'm not interested in taking pain pills in any way, shape, or form.
But were you taking pain pills back then?
Not in any way. Like,
you were just dealing with the pain.
Because and I was stupid as a kid. If I wasn't feeling the pain, I probably would have jumped off another bridge.
So it saved you in some way.
It probably saved me in some ways. I'm walking to the state probably because of the pain.
Right.
But up until I was 21, I just dealt with it. It was like, fine, like, oh, I'm going to be hurting right now. It's okay. Like, hey, everybody, just so you know, I'm in some pain. I'm going to be slightly a dick. Sorry. But then I had a friend come down from Santa Cruz when I was 21. He was going to college up there for basketball, and he got injured. And he came down, and we're hanging out. And he's like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. I need to go outside and smoke some weed. Like, and I was like pretty staunch about like, oh, no, drugs are bad.
Straight lace.
Yeah, super straight lace.
Because of those old adverts. Like one weed and you're pregnant. Or
just
whatever
say
it was.
No.
Right. Or maybe. No.
So we went out, and he's like, look, man, like, I know you've been in pain for years. Like, we go back. Just try it. If you don't like it, you never have to do it again. You're in a safe place. Just give it a shot. It's like, all right, you're right. I believe, you're an intelligent person. I'll try. So
and he was also an athlete, right?
Yeah, he was also, played basketball at the college level. Like,
exactly.
it wasn't like he was some dude just sitting on the couch, like,
saying, hey, try this.
Having a dog walk up to him and be like, you're really different when you're high. Like, he wasn't that person. He was super active, constantly fishing, crawdadding, he very cool dude. So I take this bong rip that he sets up for me, and I'm a novice, and he's putting on music, and I just I clear this bowl straight up. I'm an athlete. I got big lungs, so I just And, you know, people say, oh, I don't get high the first time. I was stoned off of my ass off of that. Like, my friend was like, are you okay?
You know what's amazing, guys? So he explains that he's very athletic. He played soccer and many other sports throughout his life, and he had that natural talent ability. What's amazing is he's also a natural with weed. First time, clears a whole bong load. What? And he's high, right?
So, yeah, I'm listening to this music, and like, you know those old-fashioned cartoons where like the black and whites where it was like a cartoon figure playing another cartoon figure as like an instrument, right? Like that is what's flying through my mind. So my friend's like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not in any pain. He's like, yeah, I know. Like, are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm just seeing cartoons, bro. And he starts laughing. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's just, and I explain to him the same thing. And he starts laughing. And I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, holy shit. He's like, what's wrong? I said, it's just Pokemon everywhere. Because it was like, I swear, it like Pikachu and Jigglypuff were just like running, like just lines, right? And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, why is my brain going to this? Like, I was never even into Pokemon, right? Like, I played Super Smash Bros. Like, maybe that was it. But like, best experience. After that, we went back and we were chilling out in the room, and like, we're looking at this, you know, there's Pollock, you know, pictures where they're like, you kind of like gotta like, I think it's Pollock.
The lines, abstract lines. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We're like looking at that stuff, and it's like, this makes sense, you know. And that's like, I don't want to say like, oh, hippy dippy, like, oh yeah, you're stoned and you're like flying and seeing things. It was just like, I understood where this guy was coming from. It was like, this doesn't mean anything, but it's fun to look at. But the way I'm gonna sell it to you is like, you gotta look deeper.
Find your inner demon and then play with it, and a little bit of chess, a little bit of rummy, and then fold. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, guys, I want to say one more thing. It's amazing because this is really a lot of people who are watching this video, I assume, got into cannabis because they realized, hey, cannabis is not just recreational. Let's get high, let's have fun, let's watch a movie. All that's great, right? Nobody's going to take away from that. But the amount of cannabis uses for people in everyday life, either dealing with ADHD, making you a bit more calm, maybe if you have an injury or some pain, cannabis helps us in so many different ways. So
if you're having struggles with eating, like if you're having struggles sleeping, like it's the thing that you can rely on, that you're not going to have to be dependent on.
And that's obviously, I mean, if you're watching this channel, you know that I love cannabis, you love cannabis, and it's great to hear stories like this, because if he didn't hurt his back, which, you know, I feel for him. I wonder, I probably would have watched him if he played football later in life or soccer, right? Because I'm a big fan. But the thing is,
watch out, Messi.
We wouldn't have got, I mean, the fucking TV deal there. I mean, I would trade many things for that. But anyway, would I stop smoking weed though?
Hey, I'm just saying. Messi of pipes.
Hey, I like that analogy. What I was going to say is if he hadn't hurt himself, he wouldn't have gotten into cannabis and they wouldn't have produced this thing.
If my friend didn't come down and introduce me to weed, like it's such a crazy line. It's all connected.
And what's really amazing, I'm going to say this, guys, I've only used this pipe today, but I played with it, I've touched it, and now I can't wait to put this through more tests and more out and about. I'm going to make many more videos with this, is that this pipe is like living in the future.
Ooh, he touched my pipe.
I fondled it on top of it, right?
He put his lips all over it, baby.
He did buy me a fucking beer, though, so I'm just saying, right?
It was afterwards.
I felt he was committed, but anyway. But I mean, what's really cool about this pipe, and again, this is just first looks, right? Now, he knows this, and I'm not fluffing him, because not just because he's a cool guy and stuff, but it's like you're living in the future with all the different attachments, with all the different abilities that this pipe has. Just wait. When you see the review, I'm going to put it through his face. We're going to do dabs with it. We're going to smoke it. Yo, guys, so we're back, right? It turns out the camera battery decided to die again. I put it in the fridge. We just smoked a couple bowls. We're hanging out.
It's warm outside. Cool it down.
Right? It's the only way we could chill. So I'm going to do a review on this in the next couple weeks. But if you want to jump the gun, I'll have a discount code and a link down in the description. I could tell you that this is probably something that you'd be interested in. I'm also going to do some videos where I take this out and about, out in the wild, right? But before we go, and also, right, before I forget, I'm stoned, yo. This is only available in the US at the moment, right? So if you're outside of the US, then try to hit me up before we go back to Europe. Maybe I could bring you one, you know what I mean? But otherwise, Jonathan's working on expanding distribution. This thing is amazing. He's going to show us one more thing on it. It's to clean it, no?
Yeah, so we have a couple different colors and whatnot. You can go to get5280.com to check us out. But you can see that the internal part of this bowl is pretty dirty. If you break it apart, you can actually see how it works, where this is a little bit more dirty than it is down here. But if you just grab yourself like some, like even just 70% alcohol wipes, I want to show you how quick and easy this is to clean. Here's one wipe.
This is just an alcohol wipe.
This is just an alcohol wipe, okay? So, and you can see how dirty this bowl is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So check this out. Just with one turn,
What?
right? And so
What?
then you can take this apart. Super easy to blow out, clean, follow down the shank.
I mean, I know I'm high, but that is ridiculous. It looks spotless. It looks new.
And then, yeah. And if you want to take a maximum of 3 minutes really working on it, you can make this thing look like it's like straight from the factory. This is just from a couple wipes. Here, let me get that main bowl one more time.
Let me add something else. Jonathan told me earlier that you could clean this with anything you want. Alcohol wipes, iso, acetone. The only thing you can't use is bleach, but why are you cleaning anything with bleach that you're then going to inhale, right? So
You can even throw this into your dishwasher if you have one. High pressure hot water will also just blast it clean. It's essentially a non-stick pan, but this is the same bowl. There's the front of it. You can see that it's the same color as the pipe now.
amazing.
And there's all the gunk. Quick and easy. Keep your bowl clean, keep your lungs happy. Love your lungs, 5280.
One more thing, guys, before you go. He has a holster for this thing. I thought, you know what, I've just remembered right now.
Dude.
Let me have it show. It's like on your hip if you're going to John Wayne somebody with the pipe.
This is the happy holster. It fits all of your parts. So your main body goes there. You have your 2 attachment points. So there's the love connection, the bonfire. You can even take your toker tool with you. And it even has a pocket if you like to use a Bic. All in one.
Look at this, on your hip. If you're ever in a situation where you come to me, Jonathan, and you have the holster also, I suggest that we make a video of a quick draw toke. In fact,
I love it.
The next time I'm in LA, I'm gonna meet up with Jonathan. We're gonna do a quick draw
Next time
toke.
I'm in Barcelona, come on now.
Well, I've already offered him the couch, guys, so he's coming. He's coming.
Manifest, you better watch out.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Guys, gals, I really appreciate you watching.
This right here, happy holster, sir. This is also a gift to you. I hope you enjoy it. Take it to any festival. It's great to take on hikes down to the beach. That's the cool thing about this. You can take this next to a body of water. Don't be an asshole and take glass. Take a metal pipe. That way, if it drops, you're not shattering it. You don't have to have other people worrying about cutting their feet open. It's a happy camper. Get5280.com. Jonathan, John.
Check the description, guys, for the link. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe.
Boom, boom,
You
boom,
know
boom,
the deal, baby. Till next time, we're out.
Much love.